I don't think I'm going to be able to find this. And that has nothing to do with anything, anyways. Welcome to episode 11.
Episode 11.
But before we get into the episode, I don't really have anything to talk about my personal life other than the eclipse happened Monday.
Your eclipse experience was so different than mine.
What did you do?
So, I don't know if you remember this, but it was Monday at 1 2 p.m. Lauren
I
time, so Eastern time. So
yeah.
I'm taking my midday nap, closing my eyes, and I'm asleep, knocked out. And we had just gotten off the phone, everything, and I wake up and it's 3:05. My class starts at 3 o'clock, and I was like, holy shit, I've got to get up and get to class right now. And luckily I can walk to my class, so it's not that far. But as I'm walking to class, there's people stopped in the middle of the fucking sidewalk looking at the eclipse, because it's happening as I'm walking to class. And it's how the fuck am I supposed to see the eclipse when I'm late to class, and I'm I can't even enjoy what's going on right now at all.
Oh my God, Lauren, I do remember you saying that now, but I was lost in the fact because you said that your teacher was like wearing a welding mask.
Oh, hold on, let me just pull up the
That's what
picture.
caught my attention in that story.
Hold on, let me find the
You
picture.
have a picture?
Yeah, so as I was running late to class, everyone that's in my class, we're all really good friends, and we have made a group chat, and we will just absolutely just go crazy in this group chat, whatever. So
Mhm.
they sent a picture of our professor, who we love and we actually adore, no matter how crazy he might seem. He's got on a welding mask and staring right into the sun. It's so funny. It really is.
It's so funny.
And
And for that to be your eclipse, like that's just something you'll always remember.
as I'm walking in, I asked him. I was like, "Oh, did you have glasses on?" He was like, no, I think my exact words were, "Oh, did you have glasses on, or were you just free balling it?" And he goes, "Oh, I was free balling it." And I just the fact that I'm having this exchange with this teacher, my professor,
Yeah.
my professor that I respect so highly, is hilarious.
It's so funny.
But
I love that.
no, that man's awesome.
Yeah. That makes school fun.
He makes school fun.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah, but that was my solar eclipse experience. Tell me yours.
The eclipse 5 years ago, I was at UGA, so I was also on campus, but they
Mhm.
called us all to the stadium and we all watched it together, like as a student body. It was cool. And this year I was just sitting on my balcony and I'm also in the path of totality here in Texas. And I was sitting just on my balcony, just gonna watch it like by myself, and then my friend Grace texted me. She lives in my building. She was like, "There's so many people on outside of our building watching it," and I was like, "Wait, let's go be a part of something."
Right.
So we just like walked downstairs. I was in my pajamas, and the whole front of my building is like full. We have like a lawn kind of situation, and it was just like packed with people and like the pedicabs from downtown, and we just sat there and it was just such a little vibe, and the pedicab was playing just banger after banger, and so while the eclipse was happening we were listening to Crank That by Soldier Boy.
Oh,
Like literally,
that's
like
awesome. That's awesome.
it was really cool, and like I don't know, it was so chill, and then we just got up and walked back upstairs. It was cool.
That's really cute and cool,
Yeah.
actually.
No, it was. I was glad I did it because I was just gonna do it, watch it myself, but then I was like, no, something's happening outside.
I got to be a part of this. I got to see it.
Literally. Um,
But in Austin, it got so much more like darker than it did in Georgia. Like it
Yeah,
was
girl.
so much cooler there than it was here.
Yeah, girl, we're on the path of totality.
We were not,
Mm-mm. But y'all were 5 years ago.
right?
Um,
Climate change.
Something like that. We've made some changes this week on our episode structure.
Mhm.
And this episode is our first installment of our minimal skips albums. Lauren and I, once a month, will each pick an album of our liking that we consider to be minimal skips. So
Yeah.
you don't.
Like 0 to like maybe one fucking skip. Like these are good playlists that you're going to like let go through and through.
Yeah, albums that we just love. But before we get into our minimal skip album of the month, we need to talk a little bit about music news. Not a ton happened. So actually, actually something major happened. Well,
What?
unfortunately, I think it fell flat. It was supposed to be major. Lauren and I were talking before this about We Don't Trust You Part 2 comes out Friday, and we're going to get into that in a second. But it reminded me that I was like, no, I definitely heard that J. Cole came out with a response to Kendrick, and he released a track called 7 Minute Drill. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't, but I went to go look it up. J. Cole released a whole album last Friday, and no one knew about it.
It's like one of those things where you're like, "Ooh."
I loved J. Cole when I was in high school. Like I
Yes.
really did. I had a CD in my little
In your
first car
car?
that I ever had that used to break down all the time, and we were always listening to J. Cole. But this is unfortunate, to say the least.
I didn't hear about that anywhere. Not on
Anywhere.
TikTok, not on Instagram, not on X slash Twitter, whatever. Like nothing. I did not know that that thing was existing.
So We Don't Trust You Part 2 comes out Friday in 2 days, the day this episode drops. Predictions for this album. What are you thinking?
Honestly, and as much as like I am on the Drake side of like all of this, if this really is beef, but I do think Lil Baby will be on the side of Future and that he will be on this next part of the album.
Yeah, I do feel like there is some loyalty there because of Atlanta.
Yeah, and I feel like if it was to like come to like picking sides, I think Lil Baby would choose Future over Drake because he's so Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
I
like
think for
that's the only hardcore like thing that I have like in my head. Everything else is like
mhm.
up in the air.
Yeah, I think Atlanta is like an interesting thing to think about in this next album because Metro has worked like so much with Thug, and Thug wasn't on We Don't Trust You Part 1, the one that just came out, but there's so much slime talk on it, so it's like this album is definitely Young Thug friendly and Young
Right.
Thug adjacent. There's also like a sample of him in the last song, I believe. I am kind of curious to see if Gunna is going to get involved in this at all, like on either side. We'll talk more about Gunna later too, but just like thinking about Atlanta, like Thug and Gunna and Baby, like I am interested to see what they or if they do anything.
I feel like I know where it's gonna land, and like I feel like they're all
Yeah.
just gonna choose Future
But the thing is, 21 is also part of that, and he is absolutely on Drake's
on
side.
Drake's side. But I
But
think
okay,
if it came down to it, I think Lil Baby and like who else? Who else is like an
Thug.
yeah? I think Thug would choose Future.
Well, yeah, me too. Because Thug is like he's not on this album, but he kind of is. Like
Yeah.
so I think that for sure. I know I'm trying to think of like other people and like what sides they wait, duh, we haven't said this yet, but I think it's fair game to say that like everyone that was already on We Don't Trust You could be on We Don't Trust You Part 2. So
Yeah.
that's The Weeknd, Playboy Cardi, Travis
Mhm.
Scott. So Travis Scott too is on that. And who else was? I'm missing someone major. I know it. Kendrick. Duh. So when you think about 21, he just went on tour with Drake, and they're just so locked in right now. But I did the math and I added up all of Metro's albums.
Mhm.
He's released 10 projects. 21 is on 8 of them.
Ooh.
And 2 of those are collab albums.
Ooh.
So like he's worked with 21 more than
More.
anyone.
Yeah.
So
Maybe that's why like 21 has been so fucking out of the mix, is because like he knows
yeah.
that like he has to like, it's like he knows where home is. Like he knows that Metro is the one that put him on like that.
Yeah, his homegirls are fighting.
Oh,
And so he went to
and he
Disneyland
went to
to
Disneyland
escape.
to just block that shit out. But he knows that he belongs. Oh my god.
I also was like obviously looking on Reddit, and a lot of people are saying that they know for sure that this is going to be an R&B album with no features.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know. I just
They
don't
know
know
for
how
sure.
anyone this for sure like who are what?
Who told you that?
Um but if it is like more R&B vibe, I can see Don Toliver on it
Okay.
just because he works with Metro a lot.
Okay.
Oh, also, I
Brent
wrote down
Fayez.
ASAP. I would love some Brent on there.
I would too.
I really would. But I wrote down ASAP because he was on Heroes and Villains, and and ASAP is definitely against Drake because
Yeah,
Rihanna
he
fucking
is.
hates Drake. So I can see ASAP being on this too.
Okay. I can get behind that one.
And
And
also SZA,
ooh.
because I think
No.
she.
No.
Oh, I know.
Why would SZA be against Drake?
SZA is messy.
But SZA loves Drake.
SZA loves Travis Scott.
More than Drake? No. No,
Yes.
no. She used to date Drake back in '08. There's no way she loves Travis Scott more. There's
She
no
loves
way.
Travis Scott more. She for sure does. And she also loves, I feel like her and Drake have like an understanding to where they know it's like all a
It's
game
like where
because
they
there
know they
was,
can fuck with each other.
yeah, because there was so much, there's so many like blind items about
Both of
like them
them.
going back and forth in their songs and Drake and SZA being like this like whole long ass love story. But she released 2 songs with him last year. Like, I think that they're very much like
Playing the
okay with
game.
playing the game and like just like fucking around. So I
Ugh.
can so see her on this.
Okay. I don't want to think so.
Now we're gonna get into our minimal skips albums of April. That kind of sounded sexy.
that that was sexy.
So my album this month that I consider to be minimal skips is Drip or Drown 2, Gunna. This album dropped in February 2019. I remember it being like one of the first albums that I was like paying attention to and like asking other people about and like kind of listening to all the tracks and reviewing it in my mind. I chose this album because I don't know, someone I was randomly listening to a lot of it this week and I posted the first track, I think. Let me like wait now. Yeah, I posted With It. I hate pronouncing some of these fucking songs. Because what am I supposed to say?
No, I know. That's why I just like I literally just don't even go there.
Yeah, with it. Like,
No. It's like I don't even want to do that.
no, like for real. As a white woman, how am I supposed to pronounce with it?
No, you're not. That's the thing, is you're just not supposed to.
Feels so wrong, but it's so good.
It's so wrong, but
Anyways,
it's so right.
so I posted that song on my story, and I also posted Three-Headed Snake after it. I don't even know. I wasn't listening to this album, but those songs like came across my desk this week, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love these songs.
Right.
And my friend Victoria slid up on Three-Headed Snake, and she was like, I love this album. Who You Foolin'? It's like forever my favorite. And I was like, wait, I love this album. And so that's where kind of this idea was born, and that's how this album was chosen for this week. And I just got to reminiscing on it, and there's so many great songs that there's minimal skips.
Minimal skips. I mean, that's like the same. And when we say minimal skips, like this is like no notes. We think that this is perfect. Like we're going to let this fully play through and enjoy every single song.
So some of my favorite songs on this album are obviously Three-Headed Snake. I also this album just came out like in a time where it was perfect for me. It was perfect for the time. And I was working at Cloud, so I was requesting Baby Birkin like no one's business. Like I wanted to hear it every single night, twice a night. You could not tell me shit when that song came on.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I
That
had
song
such
made
a
you a monster.
It really did. There was just something about it. But the whole album, so I was doing like a ton of research on it, and the whole album, the cover art for it is Gunna like underwater, and it's obviously Drip or Drown. He's such a fucking
I'm gonna
genius, honestly, if you think
remake the
about it.
fucking graphic of Danny as like Gunna and she's underwater.
Oh, Lauren,
Like
that I
that,
need printed out and
yeah,
on my wall.
absolutely. Because like that's so awesome.
Yeah. So the whole album has like an aquatic vibe.
Aquatic?
Yes, and I'm telling you, go listen to it. Like it sounds like zen, like it
Water, like
flows, it's
some water
dripping. Like
flow. Okay, okay,
yes,
okay. I can
yes.
actually, I know where you're coming from, but now when you said aquatic, I'm thinking of like a mammal, like a aquatic animal.
No, I just mean water.
Right, right.
But no, Gunna, that's his whole thing too, because he does that have that kind of like silky, like aquatic vibe. I also was so obsessed with Cash War. Like that song, I loved it so much. And it's honestly like kind of funny looking back on albums and thinking and remembering like what your favorite songs were the first time you heard it and
And
what they
how it
are now.
changes. Yes. No, I completely
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah, so back then it was Baby Birkin and Cash were on repeat, and also Same Young,
Okay.
such a top song for me, and that was also my intro to Playboy Cardi.
Oh,
And I just fucked with that song so hard. I still love it. I think that one, it probably is my favorite on this album. But I also love Yao Ming. I love One Call, Outstanding.
okay.
Big Shot, also, I used to listen to heavy, but kind of fell off, but I'm back. And Who You Foolin' is obviously so good. That's probably the most aquatic sounding song of the album. You're laughing, but I'm serious.
I just like when my head thinks of aquatic, like I'm thinking of like a fucking turtle, a salamander, something crawling under the fucking water
You're
and
thinking like
swimming.
amphibian.
Okay, aquatic and amphibian, they're adjacent. They're all close to each other.
When I'm thinking aquatic, I'm thinking
Waterfall
Gunna.
flow.
I'm thinking I'm thinking Sergio. That's Gunna's real name for those that didn't know.
Sergio.
Sergio Giovanni Kitchens is honestly a drippy name. It's an
I
aquatic name.
I like Giovanni. That's awesome.
Nautical's another good word for this album.
Nautical, aquatic, amphibian,
It's zen. It's just so
waterfall.
zen. Like you love it. And I mean that is so Gunna because like that's just his vibe. But
Right.
it also reminded me all the hoes, it rightfully so, were obsessed with Joe Burrow. I mean, they still are, I guess.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
honestly, like not as much, but like last year, 2 years ago, like we were all united in our love for Joe Burrow. I feel, and
Absolutely.
my love like went my heart. It made my heart pitter patter when I saw the video of him, and it's like him and his teammates, and they're like, Joe, what are you listening to? And he says, a lot of old Gunna lately.
I love him. And
God.
he is this like we haven't talked about this yet on the pod, but like this goes to the white boy swag
Mm-hmm.
category. And
Oh yeah,
there's people that we could talk about that belong in this category, but Joe Burrow belongs in it. And that
absolutely.
is just like that's something that's untouchable. Like
No, yeah,
these boys are like they're setting the bar high.
yeah, they are.
But yeah, no, I can understand why you would fangirl a little bit over Joe Burrow for that.
Yeah, it was just like a lot of old Gunna lately. Like that's the hottest answer ever.
Like absolutely.
Me too. He. I know he loves Drip or Drown too. And Drip or Drown is also just like a track that I always want to hear. Like that is something
Yeah,
that every time it comes on, I'm not mad about it. Never mad about it.
I agree.
I love hearing that out in the wild.
I agree.
Not that that's on this album, but it's Drip or Drown too. Cheaper Creepers. Three-Headed Snake is incredible.
I like Three-Headed Snake. That one's really good too.
It's so good. Also, Young Thug is on that. I was gonna say, like, real quick, obviously we
Free
can't
Thugga.
yeah, we can't talk about Gunna without talking about Thug. This album came out obviously way before the Thug and Gunna trial started, and obviously Gunna is free now. And
And
I was reading so much on it, and the whole thing is just like so complex because basically what had happened was Gunna accepted a plea deal that let him out of jail. Thug is still in, and like he should have just like shut the fuck up. And now he is just like kind of grinding, doing like his best. I don't know. It's just confusing to know like what's going on with Thug and Gunna because they obviously like can't we can't hear from Thug and we can only hear from Gunna and Gunna just sounds like incredibly like sorry for what he did or whatever and we don't even know like we there's so much we don't know and like I saw someone on Reddit saying like it's like Gunna don't even know where him and Thug stand. It's weird seeing Gunna like out doing stuff and no one seems to really be working with him right now except he came out with a song with Offset.
yeah,
Prada Dim. Like, how as a white woman am I supposed to say Prada Dim?
I just like that's where I would lean into the proud of them, like because I
You
just
would
don't
say it
even
out.
want to butcher it like that.
Yeah, Prada. I mean,
Prada,
it's Prada like
it's
the
like
brand. Like, I
Prada,
know how to pronounce Prada.
proud of them.
And then Dim.
I just know that I sound like an idiot when I say it. Like it just not. I don't have swag when it's
No,
coming
I
out.
always feel like an idiot. That's why I like being on aux, because then I could just play it without having to say a word.
Yeah, you just.
Anyways, I fucking love this album. I fucking love this album. Lauren,
Mm.
what is your April Minimal Skips album?
My April Minimal Skips album is The Return of East Atlanta Santa. Now, some would raise concern at this because it is April, and whenever you hear the word Santa, you immediately think of December. But
Yeah. Christmas in July.
right, like Christmas in April, like let's just like it's fine, whatever. This album has been getting me through this week. I've had a rough fucking week, and I would just like to say every single song on this album bops like no other. There's Drake and there's Bryson Tiller. I've been on like before returning back to the East Atlanta Santa album, I was listening to the Bryson Tiller new album that he just came out with, like his song Calypso, Whatever She Wants. Like
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller has been fucking up the fucking game lately. So to for him to be on East Atlanta Santa is just like extra perfect. And
Yeah.
then the other person that's on here is Travis Scott. Like and I'm like I like Travis Scott. I don't love him, whatever.
Mhm.
But I think that this album is the best album ever.
You
Maybe
love Gucci.
I love Gucci Mane so much. Saint Brick intro, I could probably like recite word for word. Actually, I honestly maybe like most of these songs I could go word for word.
Lauren, we should do that thing where you do like karaoke back to your back to the TV.
Absolutely. I think I could
I'll do Baby
murder.
Birkin and you can do
Yes. I'll do Saint Brick intro. Yeah. And
a numb on purpose European.
no, I think that would be killer.
Me too.
Hold on. That song is crazy.
Dude, I fucking wish we could play music on
I
this.
know. Like trapping through the snow. I remember I think I put that like as a caption on Instagram whenever it snowed in Atlanta and I made the caption trapping through the snow. Like what the fuck was I doing trapping through the snow? Not shit.
I can see it now.
Girl.
Let me go look at that album and tell you what it means to me.
Wait, actually on on my album, like on Return of East Atlanta Santa, both with Drake on there is literally like one of the top 5 songs of my life. Like that is one of the best songs I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is
It
so
is
good.
so good. And
That's like a classic.
no, and like I haven't heard anything like that since then. So I will say like I fucking love that song. And then the Drove You Crazy with Gucci Mane and Bryson Tiller, that is also so high up on the list. But yeah, I think it's just like I've been on a fucking Bryson Tiller kick lately.
You have.
That Calypso song, I want like shoved into my veins and pumped out of me. It's so fucking good.
Oh.
It's
Not shoved
it's
into the veins.
it's intense.
Um, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I haven't spent a lot of time with the Return of East Atlanta Santa, but obviously I respect the hell out of it.
Obviously. Oh wait. On Dripper Drown 2, Yao Ming,
This money
I
long.
do I do like that song.
No, it's so
I like
good.
it a lot.
Yeah.
And Who You Foolin' is good.
That's the most aquatic sounding song.
Who You Foolin' is the most aquatic?
Play it. That's water. That's
It's
water.
like the fucking fish letting out the gulps of air. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Oh
God.
my god.
Who
Wait.
produced that?
I thought the most aquatic one was this one. Hold on.
Turbo and Wheezy produced most of it.
Hold on.
Oh
No.
yeah. Ballin' like a big
Yes.
shot. No, I know this whole fucking album.
That one's good. You picked a good
Yeah,
fucking
no,
album.
it's so fucking good, but I like forget about
Dude,
it.
I can't wait to meme the shit out of you in this thing.
Well, you know my favorite Halloween celebrity costume.
Was?
It was a few years ago. Rihanna dressed up as Gunna.
Wait, I remember that.
It is the best fucking Halloween
Wait.
costume there's ever been. Well, we will post a picture of it, don't worry.
Rihanna gonna Halloween. Oh yeah, literally.
What year was it? It's so fucking funny.
Oh my god.
What year was it? Does it say?
I don't
Dude, I
know, but
know.
that is so
I
good. That is
know.
so
It's
good.
hilarious. She
Maybe
just did it out of
like
like
no
left
context,
field.
nothing.
No,
Yeah.
no context.
2021.
2021.
I mean, that's 3 years old.
Rihanna's fucking funny.
And she's ahead of her time.
She is.
I've seen Gucci Mane in concert a lot.
How
Uh
much?
Probably like 4 times.
That's
In
crazy.
high school, I would go to in Atlanta there's like Hot 1079 and 94.5 The Streets. And there's like 3
Mhm,
different like main hip hop channels like from when I was like growing up. So they would do
mhm.
like individual like concerts with like different Atlanta rappers. So I saw like Gucci, I saw Migos, I saw Lotto when she was like really really fucking small, and like a lot of these like Atlanta actually I even think Megan the Stallion and Cardi B were at one of them. Like, and I went with
I
like
can see it.
some of my ex boyfriends or like friends that I had, and my mom would just drop me off at these things, and like I would go and fucking tear it up. Like, are you kidding me?
That's so awesome.
Oh my
I've never
gosh.
seen Gucci, but this is so random. I don't know if I've ever told you this.
Please tell.
Albany, Georgia. We had a bunch of tornadoes this one year. I think it was like 2016. There was a concert put on in our civic center to like save Albany or whatever the fuck.
Like a
And do you know who
fundraiser?
performed? Kind of, yeah. Do you know who performed?
Who?
Gucci and the City Girls. How random. In my
Did they
hometown.
raise a lot of money? I
Actually, I
I
have no idea
I
because
would
I was
think
in college.
so. Oh my god, that's awesome. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Oh my god. That's that's ridiculous.
I know.
JT was in Albany.
At the Civic Center. That's where I graduated high school.
This is the first time I had went to a concert. I'm
That looks like Jersey Shore.
I'm in the middle
Oh my God. That literally looks like Snooki.
and this is
Period.
my fucking Visco.
That's so cute.
And yeah, I saw Lil Baby in concert. I saw Gucci Mane and I was 15.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Like, that's so wild
We
to
were
me.
at Lakewood Amphitheater in fucking Forest Park. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding?
No. The only concerts I was going to when I was 15 years old were like Christian bands or like Luke Bryan.
Oh my god.
Dripper Drown 2 and The Return of East Atlanta Santa. I
Yes.
think those are two amazing picks for our Minimal Skips albums.
Yeah.
That is it for this week. We've done it. The 11th episode, check.
11.
One foot in front of the other. We're now at 11 episodes, and that's crazy.
It is crazy. It
I'm so
feels like
grateful.
and like it's already like so like weird for me to think that we've been doing this for like 11 weeks.
No, yeah, I told Lauren I was watching the our first Drugs and Boys episode earlier today, and it feels like years ago.
Yeah. No, like literally when I think of soundtrack of our lives, I'm like who was that?
Who were
Who are
they?
those girls?
Oh, the only piece of music news that I left out was a reminder that Taylor Swift's album comes out next week. Her album, what is it called? The
Tortured
Tortured
Poets
Poets
Department.
Department.
Yep.
But in honor of her new album coming out next week, I'm so fucking excited to hear what's on it. We'll talk more about it next week
Mhm.
because next week we are dedicating our episode to T
Taylor
Swift.
Swift. I'm so excited because
Hey.
I wouldn't claim to be like a full Swiftie, but like I know enough about Taylor Swift like and I respect her enough that
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
so fucking excited to talk about her.
No, I'm so excited. And we'll get into like our degree of
Right.
Swiftiness in the next episode. I'm really, really excited to talk about her, but I'm also really fucking excited for this album. Like,
Mhm. I know
this
it's going to
is,
be good.
oh, it really is. I think it's going to be sexy. I want to see her get sexy. I don't
Mm.
really have any feature predictions for this album, but I do think that Taylor's album is going to be like sexual vibey. Like I don't think she's gonna be like crazy, but I think like it's gonna have a sexy vibe to it. And I do think that there are gonna be some Travis Kelsey references.
Ooh. I
Yeah,
don't
but she's gonna rip Joe Alwyn apart for
I
sure.
yeah, I definitely think that she's gonna rip Joe apart for sure. I don't think that there's gonna be like one single like poppy like upbeat song. Like you know how like on some of her albums there's like some poppy like what they play like in Forever 21. Like I
Yeah.
don't see that happening on this album.
Well, I see her putting out something like similar because I mean Doja and Ariana Grande like they release like sexy pop songs.
Yeah.
I can see her like outing like a sexy pop, not like a well, no, I bet there is going to be a banger on this,
You think?
but I don't think it's going to be like Shake It Off.
No.
Episode 11. I think episode 11. That's like an aquatic number.
It's so aquatic.
Something about
It's
it. I don't
fucking
know.
swimming under the water. It's so aquatic.
Yeah, it's Pisces. Honestly, maybe that's why I like this album so much, is because I'm a water
Oh.
sign. Yeah, water signs, the aquatic. It's just, and I was listening to it in the shower the
It's
other, like,
giving water.
well, yeah, it's giving water.
It's so giving
Anyways,
water.
God, we gotta stop this. Okay, episode 11. That's a wrap. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok. Okay, I don't ever say this, but our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
Yep.
And our playlists are available on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Whatever you need.
We
Actually,
got
just
it.
those three. Those are the only three.
But follow us, listen to us, watch us, everything. Fucking die for us, bitch. Anything else?
No. I have I have nothing left to say.
I think I've said everything I need to say.
I think the only thing left is to say goodbye.
Bye.